Welcome back, I'm Panic, this is Gintama, and well, there's really no escape. Even though we are down to 2 OVAs and a movie, it feels like it will never end. But after what we saw in the previous, the finality of the Silver Soul arc, the world advancing 2 years, certain characters having a bit of a life outside of what we saw. I have no idea what these OVA things are going to include. I can only hope that it won't scar me horribly. But considering everything else that we've seen so far, I'm not holding out much hope. All in all, I hope you're here and ready for some final sending off of Gintama. Which also means you have to watch this space for what's coming up next. Let's just get into it. And then that's when he came across Gintoki there, then he called raps for the day. Although considering they can't get out of it like... this is the end of the series talk. Might actually be able to follow along and finish this bit. I mean, it gets cut just at the same time, so who knows. But completing that story, getting the payoff of why or what Gintoki is going to do, if he's going to actually reconvene with the previous, well, they were co-workers more than friends. But we also got the other bits and pieces like Sadaharu. Are we going to see him re-emerge by the end of this? Tama being awoken, having her memories implanted. And of course I think everyone is kind of curious, ever so slightly curious, mind you, about how things play out with Shinsuke and Utsuro, with his now crystalline heart. But then again, this OVA might just skip over it entirely and do something dumb in its place. The story ended halfway through it. Prequel that ties in with the final. Well, at least they're talking now instead of just immediately drawing swords, but... I mean, he's doing quite well in doing a nice little fake voice there. I think he's going to hide his identity quite well. Please don't use that. You should know just by that. Just by that alone. You should know who it is. God damn it. But why is the... Ah, that is why Mr. No Sleeves is upset. Immediately go into apologising. How did he get out? Did he serve his time nicely? Get out on good behaviour? Has he actually managed to get any of his works published? During the catastrophe. How's he going to finish his manuscript now? Fuck. Some screen tones, my kingdom for some screen tones. Is this why they were in the river? We're going to see that. They can meet their end now. Seems like a fair trade. Do you have to leave all of his pages behind, though? But he's... I was about to say, he's much more of an artist than a fighter. Nice. The eternal struggle between a Reaper and nipples. This is not one for waiting for an answer. You need immediate reprisal. Quick, stick it back on! How many times has various body parts been removed from Gintoki? Not actual... Shit. Are you going to get the Grim Reaper into manga? She might forget her duties then. Is no longer here. I mean, he may have the same role, but not quite the Gintoki of old. I mean, he's going to be a lot far more discerning, maybe. Are we giving him some... Okay. We're really building him up, aren't we? I mean, he's 3 years. I mean, giving some actual critique might be useful if it doesn't completely destroy his spirits. That's an interesting... That's an interesting outfit choice. Can't you think of a better way of hiding their identity? Hiding his identity for a reason? I mean, do you really want to meet your little sister there after donning such a guise? I feel there's a little bit of projection. He must be happy that he's fighting his corner for him, but you can't injure the first reader of his manga. That's one way of not only pausing the situation, but making sure he doesn't get discovered. Okay then. I mean, the sign does look pretty good. You could almost never tell that it got broken in half. He gave up on his own dreams of rebuilding his father's dojo. Made his home back into what it was. Or the patchworks chairs they can probably do with a revamp. We all wear our own masks, whether it be literal or not. I mean, for some reason, yeah. I mean, it would be good if he didn't catch any diseases and the like, but this will do just something that's laying on the floor. What? Shinpachi? I think president of an IT company. What? I think you're really thinking too much of Shinpachi here, but also, how absorbent was that? Of course. I mean, I quite often forget what I'm doing as soon as I go through a door, so maybe I'll forget those. About to a bag of bread. How many people are in that bathroom? Now, I like that it's playing off the joke of changing changing a physical appearance over and over again, but now, how are you getting out of this situation? Is there any loincloths to hide your face in? Managed to catch some hair, though. Who could have it possibly been? And I hope it's from the head. I'm seeing... Kagura chase through the over the rooftops, trying to catch up. So close and yet so far. I guess the search for Gintoki needs to be put on hold when you've got such dazzling light. Why does he run? Why does he say nothing? It wasn't him. Ah. No, it was most definitely him. I mean, why else? To get more underwear. But from Gintoki once again hiding his identity, managing to somewhat get away with it. Well, that's... Talking about the president being taken down there. Some unfortunate times, but... Are they going to... Well, is anyone going... Nice disguise. Is anyone going to recognize them, or is this a completely new set of forces being made into the new and improved... You could at least wait for them to get in, but... Just like old times. I'm sure some people might not have any clue as to why the Colonel was running alongside them, but... Let's be honest, I think that kind of marketing will only improve sales. Of course, they didn't kill you immediately, Shinpachi. With them being returned as to what they should be, and the animators not having to create new outfits and uniforms for them. Excuse me. Is that the main bit of the new religious cult now just slapped in the middle of the tower? And yet Shinpachi hopefully wasn't talking to the photo for those 2 years. And achieved little. Maybe she saw some good sights in her little like gap years. And hopefully he's not hiding away in there after being kicked with such intensity. I mean, perfect timing, let's be honest. What else are you going to do before the world is destroyed again? I mean, she's just about to set up shop. I mean, she's opening. I mean, never underestimate the wisdom of someone like, what to say. So as long as the remnants are here. Never paid any rent, by the way. Actually kept it all for him? Ah. More just going back to what they were before. Their true forms. Maybe if he sees them like that. Like they are. Well, it was nice seeing their alternate, like, grown-up forms for a tiny bit, but this is where everyone, the feel-good moment, people are being drawn together until he steals any more underwear. I see he got his flower back. Good for hetero. This is quite unlike Gintama. Leaving it on a feel-good moment, on a OVA. Having it so people are coming together. Don't know how I feel about this this little ending song. Okay. I'm coming around. But seeing those two, we didn't get any of that story before, and now we're getting the Grim Reaper and the prison artist. Even if that is the entirety of their story now. Since we didn't have time beforehand. I can see it setting up some things, though. Well, if it's a prequel setting up things for the final, for things that might come to pass, I guess having more of a planetary destruction to look out for. Once again, a big landmark exploding into a blast of light. having I think it's the headquarters of the religion come down to earth. We're setting things up. We might get to follow the actual story and finally get everything with Gintoki and Utsuro wrapped up. But god damn it, Shinpachi, keeping old women and children in the bathroom. Just what did Gintoki think of him to immediately jump to those conclusions? I mean, things that Gintoki himself has done. Is he really a saint? Should he be judging? I mean, if we just remember the episode before this one, with the Enlightenment. God damn, Gintama never changes. I thought the OVAs might do like a completely offshoot story out of nowhere that OVAs usually do, but no, we're getting more of a workup to things that we will see later, hopefully. And let's be honest, these don't feel like OVAs. It could easily have been just more Gintama, but I guess they couldn't actually figure out how to put this into a series, so guess what we get. But this is fun. This is Gintama. Things have never changed, things that always stay the same, some that actually revert back to what they were. All the advancements we had over the 2 years. Shinpachi's now gone back to how he was. Kagura, the Shinsengumi. Same old Gintama. The Gintama that we love and hate, and somewhat feel ambivalent about. But with Zuramp injured, the world being thrown into chaos once again. Are we actually going to see a battlefield, or is it going to be held off until the movie? What are they going to condense into another 24 minutes for us to suffer through? I guess we're going to have to find out. Shouldn't be that bad. So, grab yourselves maybe a snack, some more drinks, but don't go anywhere. If you enjoyed this one, let me know down below, leave a like and a comment, maybe subscribe to the channel, join to my Discord. But really, let's get going with more Gintama. Well, thanks to Gintama, I know that if I ever have trouble with my manga ideas, never to go looking for help, especially from people that are overly critical. But if nothing else, I can continue watching anime on the internet, as long as I don't need to cover myself with any impromptu guys, especially not some loincloth. And no, you're not seeing that in the future. So, for the time being, I need to thank Noku, Raywin, Sal, Arthea, Kite, Shiwan, Mats, Gurley, Cardboard, Croyville, Levi GR, Scott Raymond, Megu42, Dark Shadow 7899, Yellow Dragon 123, and everyone else. We're almost there. I hope you can make it with me.